So a couple of weeks ago, I get home and Katrina said, we had a weird call today. And I go, what's that? She goes, a man called and he wants to talk to you. She goes, I'm not sure what about. She goes, I didn't understand it. So I called the number back and I talked to Mr. Brown from C.H. Coakley out of Milwaukee, and they're a warehousing and logistics company. And he said in the past they had used horses and they're wondering about using them again because they have a job, a contract or whatever, to get equipment and men and supplies up to these cell phone towers for upgrades. And they had wrecked a transmission on an off-road four-wheel drive lull, and they had gotten a truck stuck and they had to wait hours for a wrecker. And they were wondering if I could get their men and supplies up to the cell phone towers with my horses. They had found me on the internet, I guess. And I said, well, I'm not going to say if I don't go look. And he was telling me about the weights, the loads and stuff. And I said, well, no, that's a problem depending on the terrain. So I drive down by Tomah and I look at the first two towers and I call him and I said, yeah, I can do that. So we set up the first day, and I think we've done 3 days now. And so they set up days with sites and they get their road permits and to get into these places with the road bands on. And that's another thing, you know, I can get to the sites with very lightweight equipment. So we come down here the first day and unload the wagon and load up the freight, and up the hill we go, and I guess the rest is history. It's amazing to me that we can send data from tower to tower and space and satellites and back down, but it's a weird job. And for the management of a big company like that to think outside of the box that far, to think, how are we going to get this job done? We need to get our machines, our men, our parts up there. Somebody thought of horses, and here we are getting it done. And it's just, you know, the breakup had come upon us. What I mean by breakup is the spring thaw. So we were done logging, and we literally had moved out of the woods the day beforehand. And here comes this job to make some more money for the farm, and everybody loves drop calls. So the faster we can upgrade these towers, the better, I guess. So yeah, it was wonderful.
You need a team that pays pretty close attention to what you're doing for some of the finessing that you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, you're backing up to the truck on main highways, and you're waiting. And then when you get, I mean, we did a flat job today, but the next job could be a bluff. So you need a team that'll stand there for 20 minutes perfectly still. And then you get to this bluff, that same team needs to be almost horse puller quality horses to get up this nasty little trail, real hard pull, get up there and then stand still for 20 minutes while you unload. So it takes good horses, real broke horses. One thing, you know, we've done a lot of films together, Joel and one thing I think I've done a little bit of a disservice that I want to clarify, because these Brabants, these American Brabant crosses are getting very popular now, and people see me with them. What they don't see is the 364 other days a year that we work our horses. We're a working farm, and a lot of time we lead our colts twice a day. Our colts are never just turned out to pasture. We work with our horses all the time. So I don't want people to think if I get a Brabant or an American Brabant cross that I can do anything, because I've seen Jason do it on film. Any horse at any time for any reason can bolt and hurt you or kill you and your kids. I don't know if you guys remember back when we broke Billings on that video with my old breaking mare, Betty. She was a 15-year-old Percheron mare. She was my breaking mare. I've seen Betty almost run on me because a calf jumped out of a calf hutch that day. Calf hutches that we go by every day. But that day, a frisky Jersey calf jumped out. She almost bolted on me. So if you keep in your mind any horse at any time for any reason, you know, it might just save you a wreck or a death or a maiming or an injury someday. I just want people to keep that in mind, that these Brabants are good and they're genetically prone to being calm, but they're still a prey animal. And you know, for 10,000 years they were used to a giant cat jumping on their back and killing them. So I just want people to keep it in their mind that yeah, they're great, but there's more to it than what you maybe see on a 22-minute film. So I just want people to be safe and keep it in mind. Any horse. Back. You want me back anymore? So anytime I leave the horses and I got to do something, I unhook the tugs. If they're going to run away with a load, they're going to run away on their mouths and the neck yoke. You take this away, it's going to make it a lot less appealing to run away with a load. It takes 2 minutes to unhook the tugs. Well, what's it take if you kill somebody or wreck a really good team? I can make it, no problem. Easy. Back. Back. Can you grab that little block of wood on that log chain? You'll need that to throw it under my tire if I ask you, so it doesn't roll back off. The block of wood. There you go. G. Oop. Back. How's it look on my ramps? Am I lined up? Let me look at it. I am favoring that way, aren't I? Holly, haw. Hannah, haw. Ooh. Back. Back. Whoop, G. G, Holly, G, Billings. Whoop. Back. And we good? G. Whoop. How's it look now, man? Back. Ooh, haw. Haw, Holly. Haw, Hannah. Whoop. Back. Back it up. Back it up. Ooh. G. G. I can feel it. Whoop. Is that good? Whoa.